This is Lewis Hart for the Ring magazine. Delighted today to be joined with Johnny Nelson here in Saudi Arabia. What a crazy, I don't even know
I love
what
our
to say.
sport. I love our sport. How things have turned on its head. This bill has been called to be one of the best, if not the best bill going. You know what? I said I'm old enough to remember Don King putting on amazing bills, but I thought this one in your age, your lifetime, yeah, it's got to be one of the top bills from top to bottom. We come on out at 4 o'clock. 4:45, you've got Buatsi against Smith. 5:45, you've got Gilles Jangin. Every one of those fights could fill out an arena and be a headliner, but then, you know, the banana skin slips in. Yeah. Josie Parker against Daniel Dubois, and you were guesstimating how that fight would go, and we're all thinking this could happen, that could happen. Daniel Dubois, we saw him yesterday, walked down, looked in good health. You know, this virus or whatever it is he's got has come on this afternoon, so he's out. Yeah. So now we're thinking, who are they going to slip in? So one or two fighters were suggested, and when one or two fighters were just, I'm thinking, man, that's not right. Yeah. That's not right. But then I thought, why not Martin Bakole? Martin Bakole is a top 10 heavyweight. Why is nobody mentioning his name? Martin Bakole is the only heavyweight that I know has shouted from the rooftops about all the other heavyweights he's knocked out, or knocked down, or body shot, or broke their nose, or done whatever. And not one of those heavyweights has said he's lying. He's lying. He's not saying it. He's one of the most avoided heavyweights going. We saw the showmatch with him and Anthony Joshua at the Ring magazine dinner, as they'll say it'll be a big fight in Africa. That fight ain't gonna. I saw Martin afterwards. He said AJ's not gonna fight big. So now, can you imagine how this is gonna turn out? Bakole's in there. I actually don't believe that when on the stage just there, Josie Parker knew Bakole was picked. You know, I don't believe Frank Warren, even Ben Shlom knew. But I know that Turkey loves Martin Bakole. He's saying, this fight's happening. This guy's putting his hand up. This is one of the biggest bills in the world, so I want the best. And it's going to happen. So now he's giving the fans exactly what they want. So good on him, because if it wasn't Martin Bakole, it'd be shame on everybody else for not giving Martin Bakole the opportunity, because he's the guy, a top 10 heavyweights, that's willing to step in at short notice and do this. So now you're thinking, well, who's it fair on? It's fair on everybody, because he's a danger man. Josie Parker's had weeks to prepare for this night. Martin Bakole hasn't. So that balances it out, regardless how much of a bogeyman is. I think it makes this bill brilliant.
Yeah. What do you think we can get from Bakole? You know he's semi in camp because he's going to be fighting in May, so he's not like, we don't know what's really going on with him, but I guess, like, how can you even prepare for this time?
Yeah, so everybody was speculating. Oh, well, what about this man to step in? This man to step in? Yardley, Wardley, everybody to step in. And unfortunately, those young bucks that are coming up, the new landscape of heavyweight boxing next year, their managers and promoters say no. Because you might win and you'll be in deep waters if you do win. If you lose, it puts you all the way back. So those fights weren't going to happen. Bakole's a fighter that said, give me the chance. I can do this. Yeah. I'm the fighter that can step up. I'm the fighter that can do this. Can you imagine how it would all turn out? Yeah. And so you've got to give him the respect that you respect. His style's completely different from Daniel Dubois. He's heavy-handed. He's front foot fighter. You saw him fight on the other Riyadh card fight. I can't remember the box before, but he absolutely Bakole.
Oh,
Gerald Anderson absolutely pulverized him. Yeah. Pulverized him, and still nobody wants to mention his name in their sentence. I might fight him. I might fight him. I might fight him. And I'm quite sure every heavyweight in the top 10 is shaking their boots thinking, come on, man. And they're actually thinking, you know what, thank God it's Josie Parker that's got to deal with him. Yeah. They're actually thinking that. So Turkey Al-Sheikh, you know what? I gotta respect him, man, because he's putting his on. And I probably don't even think Frank wants this fight. Already wants this fight. Nobody wants this fight because they're going to be stuck with this guy thinking, now all of a sudden there's a proper banana skin thrown in this, and we can't control what's going on here. I'm just happy for him. I'm Billy Nelson.
Does he stand a chance, do you think? Is there a good chance?
Yes, he does. Yes, he does stand a chance. I mean, and regardless, this is how much of a bogeyman he is. Right, even though nobody wants to fight him and nobody wants to get involved and no one wants to be around him, you know, he's coming at late notice. So if it was anybody else, you thought, you know what, they brought somebody, he'll get turned over. Yeah. But name me one fighter that can come in at 3 days notice and still everybody think, oh shit.
Yeah, it has to be a heavyweight.
Oh shit. So it can only be Martin Bakole. In the history of our game, I have never known any fighter that everybody's thinking, oh my God, really? So to me, it makes me smile, but I'm thinking, you know what, you've just brightened up the week, because this was a great bill as it was.
Yeah.
You know, it was a great bill, but now it's a brilliant bill.
Yeah. Exciting times, Johnny. Always a pleasure, mate. Really appreciate it. Yeah, all
Bless,
the best,
man.
mate.